All right, let's dive into one of the all-time greats of suspense fiction, Richard Connell's The Most Dangerous Game. This is the story that basically invented the human hunts human genre and has been influential for, gosh, almost a century now. We're going to break down the plot, get to know the characters, and really dig into the literary tricks that make this story so incredibly powerful and unforgettable.
So, right from the get-go, we meet our main guy, Singer Rainsford. He's a world-famous big game hunter, and he's got this super simple black and white view of the world. You're either a predator or you're prey. And you can bet he sees himself as a predator. This one line, it's basically the entire setup for the story, and boy is it some serious foreshadowing for the lesson he's about to learn the hard way. And that right there is the million-dollar question that this whole story is built around. It's the ultimate twist of fate, the tables turning in the most dramatic way possible. It's a concept that grabs you immediately because you just know it's going to challenge everything our hero believes. So, where does it all begin? Well, our story kicks off on a yacht, slicing through the pitch-black Caribbean night. And it's here, on the deck, that this whole philosophical debate gets started. Rainsford's on this boat with his friend Whitney, and Whitney's kind of like, hey, you ever think maybe the animals we hunt are, scared? He suggests that even a jaguar understands fear, but Rainsford just scoffs, calls it nonsense. Now, this little argument isn't just filler dialogue. It's a huge piece of foreshadowing for the terrifying education Rainsford is about to receive. Now, if you remember your high school English class, this whole opening conversation is what we call the exposition. It's the story's way of efficiently giving us everything we need, the who, the where, and the what. We get our main character and his rigid worldview, we learn about a mysterious island nearby, and we get the central theme that's about to be put to the ultimate test. And then, bam, the inciting incident happens. Rainsford hears gunshots coming from that mysterious island. He lunges for his pipe, which he dropped, loses his balance, and tumbles right over the rail into the dark water. The yacht just keeps going, and just like that, his safe, comfortable world is gone. He's alone. So now, Rainsford is literally swimming for his life. The only thing he can see is land in the distance, an island ominously known as Ship Trap Island. Yeah, not exactly a welcoming name, is it? And this is where the story's mood gets really creepy. The setting here is so crucial, it's practically a character itself. We learn that sailors have a deep-seated dread of this place. The island has jagged crags and a snarled and ragged jungle. It's not just a backdrop, you can almost feel the evil radiating from it. And then, in the middle of this menacing jungle, Rainsford finds something totally out of place, a gigantic, brightly lit mansion. But even this sign of civilization is, well, it's off. The door has a leering gargoyle as a knocker, and the whole place feels unreal. This clash, this contrast between civility and barbarism is a huge theme that we're going to see over and over. And it's here we meet the man of the house, our antagonist, General Zaroff. He's handsome, incredibly sophisticated, and he's even read Rainsford's books on hunting. He seems like the perfect, gracious host, except, well, he's also a complete and utter monster. Zaroff's home is a perfect reflection of his twisted personality. The dining room is the picture of elegance, with the finest crystal and linens. But when you look up, what's on the walls? The mounted heads of all his kills. It's a gallery of death presented as fine art. The message is pretty clear. Here, civilization is just a thin, fancy veneer hiding something brutal. And the irony here is just, wow. Zaroff says this with a straight face, while serving Rainsford fine food and wine. He truly believes he's preserving civilization. He sees absolutely no contradiction between his cultured lifestyle and the horrific secret he's about to share. For him, civilization is just a performance, and it has nothing to do with morality. Okay, so this dinner conversation is where everything changes. This is the story's major turning point, where the small talk ends and the true, horrifying purpose of this island and its owner is finally revealed. And there it is, the bone-chilling reveal. Zaroff calmly explains that he got bored hunting animals. He needed a new kind of prey, something that had courage, cunning, and most importantly, the ability to reason. So he started hunting humans. Can you just imagine Rainsford's horror in that moment? It's absolutely terrifying. With that confession, the story's central conflict snaps into sharp focus. This is a primal human versus human struggle.
It's a life-or-death battle of wits and will between Rainsford, the horrified guest, and Zaroff, the monstrous host. And of course, Zaroff has a whole set of twisted rules for his little game. The victim gets food, a hunting knife, and a 3-hour head start. If they can survive in the jungle and avoid him for 3 whole days, they win their freedom. If he finds them, they lose their life. And if they refuse to play, well then, they get turned over to Ivan, his gigantic assistant, for a fate that's implied to be even worse. Rainsford is trapped. He has no choice but to play. And just like that, Rainsford is shoved into the jungle. His entire philosophy, his whole view of the world has been flipped completely on its head. He's no longer the hunter. He is now the huntee, and he is fighting for his life. So to survive, Rainsford has to draw on every single bit of his hunting experience. He has to be incredibly resourceful, using the jungle itself as a weapon. He has to be intelligent to anticipate Zaroff's next move. And more than anything, he has to be decisive, because even a second of hesitation could mean death. And we see these skills in action with the 3 brilliant traps he builds. His resourcefulness leads him to create the Malay man-catcher, which actually wounds the general. His intelligence helps him dig a Burmese tiger pit, which takes out one of Zaroff's best hunting dogs. And a quick, decisive knife trap manages to kill the massive Ivan. Each trap is an escalation in this deadly game of survival. But maybe the most terrifying moment of the entire hunt comes pretty early on. Rainsford sets a complicated trail, then hides in a tree. Zaroff follows the trail perfectly, stops right under Rainsford's hiding spot. He looks up, smiles, and then just walks away. Rainsford realizes the horrifying truth. Zaroff could have caught him right then and there. He's toying with him. He's saving him for another day's sport. That psychological terror is even worse than the physical danger. The hunt escalates until Rainsford is finally cornered. He's got the hounds closing in on one side and a sheer cliff dropping to the sea on the other. It all comes down to one final desperate move. With absolutely nowhere left to run, Rainsford chooses the sea. He leaps from the cliff, seemingly falling to his death in the waves below. As far as Zaroff is concerned, his quarry just quit the game. The general, probably a little disappointed, goes home, believing he's won. But the game isn't over. Later that night, Zaroff gets a little surprise waiting for him in his bedroom. It's Rainsford. He survived the jump and swam all the way back to the chateau. And in this final confrontation, Rainsford isn't some civilized author anymore. He looks at Zaroff and says, "I am still a beast at bay." He has fully embraced his primal, animalistic side to turn the tables one last time. The story doesn't even describe the final fight. It just ends with this single, chilling line. Rainsford has won. He has killed General Zaroff and has taken his place, sleeping soundly in the hunter's bed. And this is the brilliant, unsettling question the story leaves us with. Rainsford survived? Yes. But he only survived by becoming an even better, more ruthless hunter than the man who was chasing him. He won the game, but in doing so, has he become the very thing he despised? The story suggests that the line between hunter and huntee, between civilization and savagery, is terrifyingly thin. And once you cross it, there might be no going back.